Well, welcome to this week's edition of Mainely Motorsports, and I'm honored and privileged to have on the phone current NASCAR analyst for Fox Sports, who's also the 1991 Oxford 250 champion, and what many people consider the winner of the greatest finish ever in NASCAR history, but more importantly, the 2019 one of the inductees of the Maine Motorsports Hall of Fame, and that's Ricky Craven. And Ricky, we'd like to welcome you to Mainely Motorsports.
Thank you, Steve. That's a great introduction. I appreciate it.
But
nice.
I know when we hear about going into a Hall of Fame, some people kind of feel old when that happens. But we just had Gronkowski retire at 29, so doesn't mean you're old just to not be in the sport that you loved growing up. And but man, you love racing, don't you, Ricky?
Yeah, I still love racing, and I was in Martinsville this past weekend and spent some time with Mike Helton and Jim France, and had a discussion about, at the very core, we're all race fans. Regardless of what discipline you've had in the sport, and you think about all the people you've come in contact with, people that build cars and build engines and change tires, and the flag man and pilots, and you just across the board, every one of us are race fans. That's the bottom line.
No, absolutely. And when did Ricky Craven first realize he was a race fan?
It's my earliest memory. It would go back to watching my dad at Speedway 95 when I was 4 or 5 years old. I remember my dad raced for a gentleman named Bernie Baker, and that just seemed, to me, that was always like the typical racing name, Bernie Baker. It just, and there's such great memories of remembering that number 12 whistling around the track. And that's when I was first introduced to the sport, and it's also when I fell in love with the smell and the sound and the excitement, and I truly believe at that point I was connected to the sport for the rest of my life.
No, absolutely. And obviously your dad was you were his biggest fan, and he was your number one hero. But who were some of the other guys that, as you got a little bit older and you understood the sport, that were your heroes, and you wanted to model the driving career after, and you just hoped to be able to be half the driver these guys were?
Sure. When I got the call that I would be added to the long list of folks that represent the Hall of Fame in Maine, it took me back years to all of the people I competed against. But even before that, Steve, when I sat in the grandstands, and again at Speedway 95 or Unity or Oxford, those drivers who really left an impression on me, most obvious would have been a tremendous rivalry back then, and that was Ralph Nason and Stan Meserve. And Ralph owned a small country store in the town I grew up, and it also happened to be across the street from the school, the elementary school I attended. And so at recess, when we were playing kickball, or we were out playing a sport, I always hoped that Ralph would start that car up or be doing some tuning or something, and I could hear that partner Chainsaw's Dodge that he raced back in the 70s, and he had some crazy battles with Stan, and Stan, they matched toe to toe for year after year. Stan became my mentor. He helped me understand the mechanical components of racing. He was just a great ally. He really was he's a member of the family, and but those two really were but I could go on and on and on, Steve.
Oh, absolutely.
I watched race.
Oh, absolutely. So, young Ricky Craven decides he's going to go racing. starts out in the entry-level class. Nothing that these kids nowadays, they want to start right off in super late models and go from there. But you went up through the ranks, and but what do you think springboarded your career that gave you the opportunity to take it, what ultimately ended up at the top, at the Cup level? What was the springboard?
Well, I would say mostly that I kind of made up my mind what I wanted to do, and I didn't know any better. Like, I truly believed that I could make it to the highest level, highest form of auto racing. And I can't say that I didn't get discouraged at times, but I really never lost sight of where I was and where I wanted to be. Never stayed in one place long. If I had the opportunities to move up, I chose that instead of staying and and trying to put up a lot of numbers. I remember, I also have to go back and think, the very first time I strapped into a car, it was a car that I borrowed because my car wasn't done. And that was the deal I had arranged with my parents. If I completed this car that they bought me when I was 13, then I could race it. And 2 years later, I nearly had it completed. But the opening day practice at Unity, I wasn't ready, and I hopped in another friend of mine in his car, and I went out and I ran it until it ran out of gas. And when I rolled into the pit at Unity Raceway, there was a flock of people around, and I said to my dad, "Did I do something wrong?" And he said, "No, but you were very fast, for that car that I was in." And from that point, Steve, I always had people wanting to be on the team like that, and I can't discount that. That was always of great value. If you're fast, people want to be a part of that, and I have to credit that. I always had a lot of really good people, a lot of help in terms of team members and mechanics, and so it's fun to talk to you about these things because I'm at a point in my life when I can really enjoy it as far as reflecting. Richard Petty was my hero, and I was determined to make it to the Cup level, and even more determined to win when I got there, and eventually that happened.
No, absolutely. Now, when you're standing there Saturday night accepting your award and giving your speech, and you're looking out in the audience, and some of these people that helped you along the way, I'm sure will be in attendance, and that's just as much an honor for them as it is to you to see you inducted into this. But you're also going to be looking at guys that were your heroes that you looked up to, that you're going to be speaking in front of and thinking about those battles you had with some of these guys, and that's quite an honor and quite a feat, isn't it, from the young kid for the young kid from Newburgh, Maine.
Welcome to Lst Landscaping, where we've been providing complete landscape solutions to all of southern Maine since 1969. We specialize in year-round landscape maintenance and snow services, including weekly lawn mowing, seasonal cleanups, sweeping, mulching, and so much more. Many more customizable services are available upon request. Please call our office today at 207-878-1578 or visit our website, lstlandscapinginc.com.
Hi, I'm Scott from Scott's Recreation. We just had the biggest month in our history. Why? We're selling campers at wholesale to the public, even the 2019s. So what did we do? We went out and bought a bunch more. Up to 40% off travel trailers and fifth wheels, up to 35% off toy haulers, up to 30% off motorhomes. You'll never see these prices again. Over 400 campers to choose from, all at wholesale prices.
Scott's Recreation, Route 4 Turner and Route 202 Manchester, Maine.
Ignition won't turn? Wait, don't tow it. It may just be a one key. Hi, I'm Jim Broadhurst, owner of eKeys for Cars of Saco. At eKeys for Cars, we'll diagnose your problem over the phone and give you a firm quote. No bait and switch here. Whenever or wherever you're stuck, eKeys for Cars will come to you. Call eKeys for Cars in Saco, the fast, affordable fix for your car key and lock needs.
Mainely Motorsports, brought to you by LKQ Core. Any part, any repair, anywhere. Located on Route 202 in Gorham.
Wiscasset Speedway, Maine's biggest and fastest, with $5 admission every weekend and loads of family fun. Check us out at wiscassetspeedway.com.
Bentley Saloon, Route 1 in Arundel. Stop by and see why me and my friends say, who has more fun than us? We do.
That's quite an honor and quite a feat, isn't it, from the young kid, for the young kid from Newburgh, Maine?
Well, it is, and it's one of the regrets in life is that that your life seems to go 200 miles per hour, and you're not able to see all the people that help you along the way or that left an impression, and this provides that opportunity to spend quality time with people. Let me just say, for example, I learned how to race along the way. Like everybody I competed against, whoever was the top racer, that's the person you would set your sights on. And once you race with that person, if you really approached it the right way, you would benefit from racing against them. And some of them you cared for, some of them you didn't care for. Some of them some of them made it hard on you. Dick McCabe is an example. I really went at it with Dick, but I always respected him and I always admired him, and I have very high regard for Dick McCabe, and I learned from him. But a couple others, for example, Robbie Crouch was somebody that I raced hard. He was hard to beat, and I learned from him everywhere we went. And Dave Dion was another example. He didn't give me anything.
Oh no!
And then arguably, one of my favorite people and one of the strongest that I ever competed against was Mike Rowe. And Mike Rowe is a good friend, and I learned how to race at Oxford and Beach Ridge because of the time I spent on the racetrack with him. Later in life, I raced against some of the best ever. And I'll tell you, Harry Gant was one of the best that I ever competed against. I mean, a remarkable driver. He didn't get the accolades that some of the Dale Earnhardt and Rusty Wallace and Jeff Gordon got in his era. But he started really late. He was just an amazing guy to race with because he knew exactly how to control his car and how much room to give you, and he didn't give you any more than that. And that's how racing with Mike Rowe was for me. Mike and I never, ever had words, and we raced hard. And when I raced with him, I felt like he was only going to give me what I deserved, and I learned to race him the same way, and it was very valuable down the road.
Well, just so you know, Ricky, he's still racing as hard as he raced you 20, 30 years ago. Today, at the ripe old age, I think he's 68 or 69, and Ricky, I'm telling you, when they made that Mike Rowe, they shattered that mold because there'll never, ever, ever be another racer to be like Mike Rowe.
No, it's fun for me, Steve. It's fun because I was fortunate enough to connect all the dots and climb the ladder and make it to just reach my goal and make it to the highest level. But believe me when I tell you that winning at Martinsville was absolutely the most appropriate place I could have won my first Cup race, because Martinsville was the only track on the schedule that reflected how I was raised and the education I got in the racing school, so to speak. And I credit all those guys I just mentioned. I mean, they really, truly, they galvanized me. Mike Rowe, Robbie Crouch, Dave Dion, Dick McCabe, they galvanized me and made me tough, and I benefited from that later on.
No, absolutely, and I know it's going to be a big deal for you accepting the award, being a part of the Maine Motorsports Hall of Fame with those guys that you just mentioned. And I know you got stuff to do, Ricky, busy life, and love to be able to connect with you later on and talk some more as we get into the race season up here as well as the NASCAR. But I want to bring up one more thing, and I want you to tell the story that you've told me more than once, and there's two stories that I love to tell racers and race fans. One is from you, one is from Dave Dion, and this explain how much the sport meant to you from the young age of who you are to who you are today. And I want you to tell the viewers about those rides of headed to Oxford Plains to watch the races and sitting in the back seat and it was raining. Talk to them, tell everybody about what was going through, what Ricky Craven would do.
Yeah, one of the regrets for me is that I started competing at 15 and all the way up through. I never stayed in one place long. If I met my objective, I'd move on to the next series or whatever. So there aren't a lot of people that had the time to really get to know me, and I can tell you that at the very core, the reason I had whatever success I had is because I have a pure love for the sport. When I was a child, we would scrape up enough money to go to the Oxford Opens, and I remember those rides 2.5 hours from home in the back seat of the Plymouth, and we would get off the exit in Auburn, and the closer we got, the more excited I would get, and there were times when I would look and see the window wipers come on and the sprinkles would start, and I would close my eyes and I'd say, please, God, please don't let it rain today. And that's how badly I wanted to watch the races. And, I think about drivers that are associated with the racetracks in my early years, just off the cuff, as an example, like Leland Kangas and Jeff Stevens and, of course, Ralph and Stan. But I can go on and on, Pete Silva, Dana Gray. I could go on and on, Steve. It's so much fun for me to think back about my childhood, guys that I watched and eventually competed against, and those are very valuable memories.
No, but really, Ricky, congratulations on all your accomplishments, culminating with the Motorsports Hall of Fame induction coming up Saturday night, April 13th. Really appreciate you taking the time with us here. I know they appreciate you and taking the time, as well as being able to talk about the event. Looking forward to seeing you in a couple of weeks, and and I know you're going to talk short track racing all night long.
Right, it is. Yeah, Steve. Before I go, I appreciate the time today, but I just want to say congratulations to all the folks that I'll be going in with Saturday and celebrating with, and of course all the folks before us. It's very personal. They've all contributed to motorsports in one form or another, and I'm excited to break bread with them and tell stories and spend the evening together. No,
we appreciate it, and thank you once again. And Ricky Craven, inductee going in 2019 Maine Motorsports Hall of Fame. So we're going to take a break, and we'll be right back here on Mainly Motorsports.
For a trusted name in residential and commercial site work in the southern Maine area, call Peter Pettit Excavating. We can handle everything from the complete house lot to those nasty water and sewer line repairs. Septic systems are another area that we specialize in. During the snow season, Pettit Excavating has the equipment to handle any size job.
And when the race season arrives, be sure to follow the number 7 Hewitt's Family Restaurant Chevrolet on the past Super Late Model Tour.
Call 207-282-9305 to get the job done right. That's Peter Pettit Excavating.
Don't deal with just anybody to seal coat your driveway or business this season. Call Black Magic. They bring over 20 years of experience in seal coating and crack filling. Black Magic's skilled team makes sure the job is always done right, on schedule with quality workmanship at a fair price. Protect your investment in your driveway by getting it sealed with Black Magic.
Ooh, Black Magic.
My name is Scott. This is Devin. We're the owners of Black Magic Seal Coating. Let us earn your business today. You'll be glad you did.
Patman's Redemption and Agency Liquor Store is located at 95 Tanberg Trail in Windham, Maine. With over 400 feet of hard liquor and 15 doors of ice-cold beer and soda, Patman's can handle all of your beverage needs. And if it's wine on your agenda, we have over 300 varieties in stock. Then when the party's over, Patman's can handle all of your Maine returnables, and we welcome all bottle drives. And if you're late for the race, drop off the bottles and pick up the cash at your convenience.
Hey, this is Pat Man himself, just letting you know that Pat Man's is your one-stop shop for all your thirsty needs.
Welcome to Mainly Motorsports.
To order a copy of this show, send a check or money order for $15, including shipping and handling, to Mainly Motorsports, 2 Main Street, Suite 17-103, Biddeford, Maine, 04005. And please add the show number in the description of the show.
It's your final week to purchase tickets. The 2019 Maine Motorsports Hall of Fame ceremony. Saturday, April 13th at Augusta Civic Center. Bob Bailey, Billy Clark, Dale Chadbourne, Ricky Craven, Dick Fowler, Lomer Pelletier. You must purchase your tickets by April 1st. Get them now at 207-929-5588. That's 207-929-5588. The 2019 Maine Motorsports Hall of Fame ceremony. Saturday, April 13th at Augusta Civic Center. 207-929-5588. Get your tickets by April 1st.
Well, welcome back to Mainely Motorsports, and wow, honored and privileged to have Ricky Craven on, and a guy that's I know we didn't touch on the NASCAR side of things, and we'll get him on throughout the summer and catch up with him, and you know, maybe we get some insight on some of the stuff that's going on in the world of NASCAR. But really, you know, the guy, there's a true race fan right there. Still follows along with what goes on up here in northern New England and particularly Maine. Really excited to catch up with Ricky on the show, and then we'll see him at the banquet. I encourage you, if you haven't got your tickets yet, you need to go. This is you know, one of those can't miss events. You know, Ricky Craven, Dick Fowler, Bob Bailey, legendary engine builder, Fowler, legendary car owner, Billy Clark. You know, today age, he's known as the dad to Cassius Clark. But legend, Dale Chadbourne, Mr. Pelletier, you know, I mean, just unbelievable. Great time, great meal, great catching up with these people, seeing these people. So really encourage you guys all to pencil it in and make the trek over there at the Augusta Civic Center for the Maine Vintage Race Car Association's Maine Motorsports Hall of Fame induction ceremony in 2 weeks. So still plenty of chances to get tickets. But geez, some big news come up this week out of the New England dragway scene. That the Street Outlaws show that's shown on the Discovery Channel, big deal. You know, they roll into town. A lot of, you know, it's like a competition. They're going to be at New England Dragway, part of their 2019 season schedule, as they travel the country and hit a lot of the local drag strips. They'll be at New England Dragway on May 24th and 25th, and I know they got a huge fan following, and expect a good crowd. We'll be there. We'll be promoting it. We'll be talking more about it. We have really partnered up with that group down there at New England Dragway, and really enjoy the relationship we have with Joe and Wander, who does all their marketing. The team there will be there. Camp Mainely Motorsports will be there the weekend of the Nationals, which is July 4th weekend. So it's going to be hot, it's going to be warm. We'll have plenty of refreshments, food, just going to be a great time down there. And we look forward to seeing everybody down there, and look forward to doing a bunch of stuff with New England Dragway this year, as well as Winterport up there with the Gasser guys. But mark your calendar, Memorial Day weekend, the Street Outlaws, the Discovery Channel, TV program that does so much with that show. They'll be in the house over there at New England Dragway in Epping. So really excited about it. But really excited about this week's episode. Obviously, Ricky Craven. We're going to have a young lady on here, Addie McDonald, big supporter of motorsports out there in Oxford Plains, travels all over, just a race fan in herself, and then does a little racing on the side. There's a lot of racing. Amy brought her into the studio, so really excited about having her hear what she has to say, and get Amy back in the hot seat. So we're going to take a break and be right back with Amy and Addie. Sounds like a TV show, doesn't it? Amy and Addie.
Football fans, have we got a deal for you? VIP Tour and Charter Bus Company is offering round-trip transportation to Gillette Stadium to watch the New England Patriots make another run for the Super Bowl. Ride in style knowing we're doing the driving. So if you've got a ticket, we've got your ride. It doesn't get any better than that. Just log on to VIPchartercoaches.com, click on the Browse Book Tour button, and book your trip today. It's that simple. Relax and leave the driving to us, and we'll leave the tailgating to you.
Hi, I'm Scott from Scott Recreation. We just had the biggest month in our history. Why? We're selling campers at wholesale to the public, even the 2019s. So what did we do? we went out and bought a bunch more. Up to 40% off travel trailers and fifth wheels, up to 35% off toy haulers, up to 30% off motorhomes. You'll never see these prices again. Over 400 campers to choose from, all at wholesale prices.
Scott's Recreation, Route 4 Turner and Route 202 Manchester, Maine.
Hi, I'm Johnny Wolf. Here at 21st Century Motors, we've been in business since 1972 and we take pride in our work. We have a large selection of pre-owned vehicles that are clean and ready. I personally drive and state inspect every vehicle we sell. We're experts at getting your car financed, whether you have good, bad, or no credit. We purchase vehicles several times a week, so there's always plenty to choose from. Come on in and make a deal today at 21st Century Motors in Gorham or online at 21stcenturymaine.com.
Mainely Motorsports, brought to you by
Scotch Recreation. Whether you're thinking about your first camper or looking to upgrade your current one, Scotch Recreation can help you. Get both our Route 202 Manchester and our Route 4 Turner locations and online at scotchrecreation.com.
And welcome back to Mainely Motorsports, and we're continuing our winter months. Well, now we're into spring, which is kind of awesome. Interviewing drivers during the off-season from different tracks. And I'm here with Addie McDaniel, who you saw a couple weeks ago on the show. She joined us for the Ladies Roundtable, which was a really great experience. So how's that experience for you, you know, getting to sit at a table, you know, with ladies like Charlene and Sandy that have been around the sport for forever, for longer than both of us have been alive, and to just hear their stories as well?
It was really cool. I've known Sandy since I started racing in Oxford, but I didn't know any of the other girls, and now they've all had me on Facebook, and we all connect now. It was really fun. It was really nice to like hear their experiences with Charlene, I think it was, that's been to every 250 at Oxford. That's crazy. But I don't know, overall that was really fun. It was really nice to be involved in that.
Yeah, I think it was a really great time. I always love, like, that's one of my favorite things about the sport, is just like getting to know like all the people, because there's so many different people in our family that like sometimes you see people every week and they like say hi to you, but you never really like know them until you get a chance to sit down with them. So I feel like that was a good opportunity to do that. And for those people who didn't get to watch the roundtable or didn't see that episode, can you tell us a little bit about how you got involved in the racing scene, and how you decided that being behind the wheel is how you wanted to spend your summers?
I got involved about 6 years ago. I actually didn't even know that we had a racetrack around Bridgeton. I started getting into it literally when the Cars movie came out, like as weird as that sounds. My neighbor is one of like my biggest sponsors, and I had talked about the idea of getting, I was like, Dad, we should get a race car. And we were gone one day and we got a phone call that he had bought a car off Jamie Heath and that we had a car in my driveway. So ever since then, they're like, oh, you're not going to like it. And I'm like, you know what, we should go race every single weekend. There are some summers we raced Wednesdays and Saturdays, and yeah.
So was it something for your family that you just kind of, you know, kind of grew into like loving, or was like, did your dad like racing before then, or?
My dad raced before I was born. Mm-hmm. When my brother and I were born, my mom's like, race cars need to go away. And so ever since then, my dad's like, yeah, whatever. And once I brought up the idea of it, he was like, oh, no. And then I found out all these people that I've grown up with that have been like my dad's friends all race. I didn't know Mike Rand raced, even though like I'm sure I've been in his house and have seen his race car plenty of times. Just like we've had race cars. My dad paints and does body work. There's been so many race cars in and out of our garage. I guess I just never realized where they were.
And then, you know, you said you've been involved in it for quite a few years now. Do you have a favorite racing memory to date?
Probably my first race, or my first win. I don't know. Anytime we're out there is nice. Or when we don't wreck, that's pretty nice. But definitely my first win is a big one for the books. It was just me and my mom there and somehow won, so it was nice.
And then, like you said, like Oxford is your home track. You know, Bridgeton is, you know, the area that you're from. So what do you like most about the Speedway, Oxford? I know there's a lot of competition at your track, which is really, really cool to see so many cars out there every weekend. So what's your favorite thing about being able to get out there every weekend?
Oxford is an awesome facility. It's huge and it's just really nice. And everybody that races at Oxford is super nice. Like we have people that'll, if you come in with a flat, you'll have random people that you race with. They're like, their crews will come help you. I'm really good friends with most of the people I race with, so you know, everybody's ready to lend a hand. And I have people, like pro stock drivers, that'll talk to me and they're like, hey, like, you're just as important as all of them out there. And I don't know, it's just a nice, like, family feeling at Oxford.
Yeah, and in the roundtable too, you talked about, you know, you don't only limit yourself to Oxford, you've gone and raced other places before. So what are some of the other tracks that you have been to and gotten to race, or places that you would like to, you know, experience driving at in the future?
I've raced at Speedway 51 in Groveton, New Hampshire. I've tried Beech Ridge. I'm not a fan at all. It's so much different than Oxford. I could not get the hang of it. I've tried White Mountain too. White Mountain was super fun. We went there with the Pass series. I would love to try Wiscasset this year, and I so hope that I can try it this year. Like, oh man. Mike Rand, the guy I raced Street Stock for last year, actually wants me to drive his car again, hopefully at Wiscasset. So we'll see how that goes.
Yeah. And then replaying 2018, like you said, it was your rookie year in the street stock division. So can you kind of talk us through like how 2018 went? You won Rookie of the Year honors in 2018. So how was this past season, and what will you take with you from that season coming into this new season in 2019?
So rookie year went pretty good, I thought. We ended up getting 6th in points overall, and we had like 13, 14 cars maybe a week. I actually was running against somebody that I raced in 4 cylinders with like my whole career, and we actually both moved up at the same time. So it was fun to kind of battle with him back and forth. We played with setup a lot in that street stock, and we got better as the year went on, definitely. But it made me a lot more confident in my 4-cylinder car. I went out the end of the year with the car that I've had as a new car for like 3 years now, and managed to get a 3rd the second time out in it. So that was pretty good. I think that boosted my confidence a lot.
Yeah. And like you said, you know, plan on doing that again in 2019. Yes. And so with that being said, you made your debut of your new car for the 2019 season. Which is definitely exciting. A story behind that as well. So maybe we'll take a break and we'll come back and we'll talk to Addie about what her race car means to her in 2019. And we'll be right back with you on Mainely Motorsports.
It's your final week to purchase tickets. The 2019 Maine Motorsports Hall of Fame ceremony. Saturday, April 13th at Augusta Civic Center. Bob Bailey, Billy Clark, Dale Chadbourne, Ricky Craven, Dick Fowler, Lomer Pelletier. You must purchase your tickets by April 1st. Get them now at 207-929-5588. That's 207-929-5588. The 2019 Maine Motorsports Hall of Fame ceremony. Saturday, April 13th at Augusta Civic Center. 207-929-5588. Get your tickets by April 1st.
Hi, I'm Sean Moody. We take pride in our facilities, and at Moody's, it's what's inside that matters. We believe it's more than just the exterior looking good, it's what's inside that matters. Restoring the structure of your vehicle to factory specs is critical to your safety. I'm proud of our Moody's co-worker owners who understand the importance of protecting your valuable asset. And we all know what our most valuable asset is. It's what's inside that matters.
Servicing differentials is virtually impossible. The confined space makes fill holes difficult to reach, and industry-standard conical bottles are rigid and hard to squeeze. That combination makes for a messy job. Plus, you can't get all of the gear lube out of the bottle, so you have to buy more than you need to complete the job. And engineering your own solution only results in disaster. Not anymore. Introducing the new Amsoil Ez Pack. Easily access hard-to-service differentials. Easily squeeze out all of the contents. And easily stay clean while you do it. No more leftover fluid or inconvenient rigid bottles. No more trouble reaching difficult fill holes. No more mess. Amsoil Severe Gear in the new Ez Pack. The solution to all your problems.
Another first from Amsoil. For a stocking dealer nearest you, call toll-free 877-761-8375 or visit fourseasonsynthetic.com.
Welcome back to Mainely Motorsports, and before the break we talked a little bit about your 2018 season, your Rookie of the Year honors in the Street Stock division, And then this past weekend at the Auburn Mall show, you just debuted your 2019 car, which has a special tribute to John Watkins. Completely different colors this year than what you usually do. Yeah. So used to seeing you with the black and the pink and the white. So it's really cool to see you in a different car, different numbers too as well. So a lot of changes to the physical aspects of your car in 2019. So can you tell us a little bit about that tribute and how it all came together?
John Watkins has been a friend of my family's forever. He was diagnosed with cancer, I don't even know how long ago, given so long to live, whatever. So we figured we would do a tribute car for him while he was still around to see it. My dad came up with the idea. Last minute, we're like, you know what, we should put this car in the mall. Somehow got second in our class, which was really nice. John, we kept it a secret from John until the day we rolled in. And we actually had 2 tribute cars. We have a Bandit that is run out of our house too. His was a different paint scheme of John's, and John was ecstatic about it. He didn't have anything to say. He's like, "Oh my God, guys, this is I don't know what to say." So it was a nice thing to get to see, and he gets to see it while he's still around. So it's pretty nice.
It's definitely cool, sharp looking car too. And it was kind of crazy for me because for the Portland show, you were talking about how it wasn't even close to being done, and you guys were still standing at that week. And to go from not having that little done just a couple weeks ago to having a full car that's beautiful, must have been a lot of hard work for your family the past couple weeks.
Yeah, my dad, my boyfriend, one of my sponsors, Todd, it's been in and out of the garage right after business hours, sanded, pushed back out, sanded some more, and then we're like, oh, we're not gonna get fussy with it. And that's a lie. We always get fussy with the cars, but yeah, I don't know. And it's so weird not having pink or anything. I'm just like, that's not even my number. Where's the pink? There'll be pink on there somewhere, I'm sure. But.
Yeah. And then, like you said, Auburn Mall show, always a good time. Always a lot of cars there. Ray does a great job of putting that together. And Steve asked me to ask you a story about passing a helmet along this past weekend at the show.
Yes. They did the Dream Ride with the modified, and they asked me to do a helmet pass, and we got $769 and some change just walking around the mall. So it was really nice that everybody donated all that money. It'll go to a good cause.
And I know that's important to you as well, because always on Facebook you're posting your closet, and it's full of all these backpacks that you collect during the season and the off season for kids, and then also supplies as well. So can you tell us a little bit about that and how important it is for you to also use your racing platform to give back as well to the community?
We started the backpack thing. Oxford's been doing it since I started. When I started, people gave away, I think we gave away 11 backpacks on one night, and there's a lot of kids at Oxford, ridiculous amount of kids at Oxford. So we did, oh gosh, in 2016, we did 60 backpacks to give away. And I didn't post anything on Facebook. I spent way too much money on them. My sponsors helped out a lot with all that stuff. And so it kind of just progressed. Last year we did 73, I think. This year we have over 140 backpacks already. I've learned now is the time of year where they're all nice and marked down, $3. But yeah, my sponsors, I've had people that have been like, oh yeah, you can set up a donation box in our store, and I don't know, it's really nice that way. I don't know, it just means a lot to me, I guess. I don't know. It's just nice to, it's just one less thing people have to worry about, I guess.
Yeah. I think it's cool too, like you said, it's growing and almost doubling, this year from past years. So I feel like that's really cool. Just looking at your pictures alone, just seeing how it grows is kind of cool, and just seeing the progress of that on Facebook as well.
Yeah, I'm gonna need a storage unit pretty soon.
And then talking about the season too, what are you looking forward to most this season? And what I know, obviously everyone, their main goal is to win a championship, win races. But what are some of your personal goals coming up for 2019?
Oh man, not wreck my car every week would be awesome. No, I really do want to finish nice in points. I think I've raced long enough that it's time to get up there. A top 3 in points would be nice. Obviously, I'm not going to lose sleep if I don't get a top 3, but I don't know, just racing every race that I can, racing my outlaw when I can. I think it'll be a good year.
Yeah. And then as you talked about during the break, you have a lot of sponsors that help you out with racing, and then the other stuff that you do, like with the backpacks and stuff. So who are some of the sponsors, well, or all the sponsors, if you can remember them all, who you'd like to give thanks to?
Galen Burke is definitely my biggest sponsor. He's done everything from buy me trailer, my cars, every car that I have, he's got my hood. He's always there if we need something. 207 Trading Company was on my hood on my street stock last year. He helps out with anything. I'll be like, hey, I need $40 for whatever. He's like, okay, here you go. I have Blackfly Firewood. He's another good sponsor. He's on 2 cars this year. RT Reed, he's helped out with like body and throws money. Oh gosh, there's so many. Kevin Whitney at KS Whitney Excavation. Oh my gosh, there's so many.
You know what we'll do? We'll put up a picture of your car from the show.
That's a great idea.
And then if you forgot anyone, they'll just be right there on the show.
See, there we go. It's a good idea.
And as you said too, like family and friends are like a huge part of, you know, your race like career and who help you, you know, keep going every week. So who are some of those people that you'd like to thank?
Oh man, my dad obviously is definitely #1 on that list. My boyfriend helps a lot. Todd, Beagle, Mike Brand is another one. His son. Oh man, there's so many people that just randomly show up, lend a hand. But that's about the main. They always show up.
Group. Yeah, and then lastly, if people that are watching the show right now want to keep up with you on social media, just, you know, kind of keep track of your racing career and what's going on this season, how can they follow both you and your team to be able to keep up with you?
You can follow me on my page, I McDaniel, or Bear With Me Racing on Facebook.
So yeah, catch her in 2019 at Oxford Plains Speedway on social media. Maybe one of you kiddos could bring them down to Oxford. Maybe you'll get a backpack this season. So we're looking forward to seeing how you do in 2019, and we'll be right back with you on Mainly Motorsports.
Welcome to LST Landscaping, where we've been providing complete landscape solutions to all of southern Maine since 1969. We specialize in year-round landscape maintenance and snow services, including weekly lawn mowing, seasonal cleanups, sweeping, mulching, and so much more. Many more customizable services are available upon request. Please call our office today at 207-878-1578 or visit our website, lstlandscapinginc.com.
Ignition won't turn? Wait, don't tow it. It may just be a one key. Hi, I'm Jim Broadhurst, owner of eKeys for Cars of Saco. At eKeys for Cars, we'll diagnose your problem over the phone and give you a firm quote. No bait and switch here. Whenever or wherever you're stuck, eKeys for Cars will come to you. Call eKeys for Cars in Saco, the fast, affordable fix for your car key and lock needs.
Welcome back to Mainly Motorsports, and there's a young girl with a bright future in this sport, and you know, Amy did a really good job. Addie, you saw her a few weeks ago on the ladies roundtable that they did at the Portland Expo, and then you know, talking more about it, where she came from and how she loves it. And man, young age Addie McDaniel loves racing. Young age Ricky Craven love racing. So I guess we got a common theme going on this week. But speaking of common themes, something you're going to hear a lot of this year, and got a lot of people behind the scenes that are really making it happen and really supporting our efforts with the Dream Ride Racing Team. Driver Jake Dorr, myself, put a program together. Going to run 5 Super Late Model races, 4 Tour-type modified races, visiting 7 tracks. So we got 9 races total, visiting 7 tracks in Maine and New Hampshire. Really looking forward to bringing the word, you know, about the Hometown Foundation, the Special Olympics of Maine and New Hampshire, and doing all weekend to meet our goal with $70,000, and well on our way. A lot of help and support behind the scenes, and you heard Addie talk about they took up the helmet collection up there at the old school, like we used to do years ago at the tracks, and passed the helmet and came up with enough money, and Ray came up with enough to the rest that originally we were going to put it towards a bronze sponsorship, but Ray and the Auburn Mall Show are now a silver level sponsor for the Bosch Hog 150 that will be competing in at Wiscasset Speedway. So if you're interested in just saying, how can I be involved? What can I do? very affordable. All the proceeds, all of your sponsorship money, none of it goes to helping us run our race car, which, you know, I'm taking care of that. But it all goes to the Hometown Foundation, which they then distribute to the Special Olympics of Maine and the races that we competed in New Hampshire. We got a couple of big events going on this year, but we're rolling into town. We filled up Lee. We're excited to have Advanced Gas, the business at the Ren Zone, being the gold level sponsor for the Lee USA Speedway as we roll in with the Granite State Pro Stock Series. And Kayam Hot Dogs, a name familiar to everybody. It's summer. The season's here. Well, actually, it ain't summer. It's still pretty cold out. Summer's coming. Kayam Hot Dogs is signed up with a silver level sponsor, and you'll have plenty of opportunities this year to eat the Kayam Hot Dog right out of the 05 trailer. And we're going to have them with us all year. So really appreciate everybody that's stepping up. If you're interested in finding more out about it, or if you have a member of the family that's a Special Olympic athlete, reach out to us. We got so much going on. We're going to be at different events. We'll have the cars on display, the sponsor boards that we take everywhere with us. Pretty big deal, you know, as people get to see who's stepping up. And like I said, the goal was $70,000, and we are working very feverishly to obtain that. And I think we're going to obtain it. And can't thank everybody enough that stepped up. And I want to throw a special shout out and wish him the best of luck down at Richmond this weekend. And that's Bobby Weber Jr. Racing, as he's jumped on board with it. You know, we used to do a lot for the DT 100 this year, not only with his race team, you know, with trying to raise some extra funds, which they did real well down there at the Atlantic City Indoor Race with his driver Justin Bonsignor. But we're having very similar to the night we do at Wiscasset Speedway this year, which will be August 17th, over there at Star Speedway. We're going to do Dream Ride 150 the night the Actor rolls into town, and we're going to be doing the same type of setup and the same things we do. So really excited about that, really working hard. Going to try to make our goal. And so anything you can do, you want to help out, you want to be involved, you want to say, hey, you know what, I can't really do much, but how can I come to an event and help you guys? There's all kinds of opportunities, and really looking forward to spreading the word, bringing some athletes, showing them a great time at a racetrack, meeting all kinds of new people, and just doing our part to raise awareness and raise some money for these athletes so they can enjoy some of the benefits that we all take for granted. So thank you to everybody that stepped up so far. I know there's plenty more coming, plenty more people that want to step up. So if you got any questions, please, please, please reach out to me and find out what it is you can do, because there's so much you can do, and you'll be hearing about Dream Ride Racing all year long. And the cool part about it is, if we were ever fortunate enough to win one of these races and write one of those big checks and hand it over to them, because all the winnings go to the Hometown Foundation. So not only all the sponsorship money we're collecting, all the winnings we're collecting. So really looking forward to reaching our goal and doing something that I don't believe has ever been done, at least up here in the Northeast. So thank you to everybody, and thank you to, you know, Bizzuto's, Hometown Foundation, Special Olympics of Maine, everybody that is involved in all those organizations that make this part and make Dream Ride, which takes place the weekend of August 25th down there at the Framingham Polo Grounds in Farmington, Connecticut, possible. So we'll take a break. You've seen me, you've seen Amy, you've seen Amy, you've seen me. We'll end it together, me and Amy. All right, we'll take a break and be right back here on Mainely Motorsports.
Hi, I'm Sean Moody. We take pride in our facilities, and at Moody's, it's what's inside that matters. We believe it's more than just the exterior looking good, it's what's inside that matters. Restoring the structure of your vehicle to factory specs is critical to your safety. I'm proud of our Moody's co-worker owners who understand the importance of protecting your valuable asset. And we all know what our most valuable asset is. It's what's inside that matters.
Football fans, have we got a deal for you? VIP Tour and Charter Bus Company is offering round-trip transportation to Gillette Stadium to watch the New England Patriots make another run for the Super Bowl. Ride in style knowing we're doing the driving. So if you've got a ticket, we've got your ride. It doesn't get any better than that. Just log on to VIPChartercoaches.com, click on the Browse Book Tour button, and book your trip today. It's that simple. Relax and leave the driving to us, and we'll leave the tailgating to you.
Welcome back to Mainely Motorsports, and I'm here with Steve Perry.
Yeah, you finally let me come back on my show, or our show, I should say. But you're doing a great job, and
thank you.
Really a great show. And we started off talking to Maine's favorite son, Ricky Graven, talking about the Hall of Fame induction. Such a big deal, and I feel. When I say I feel bad for you, I don't feel bad for you because I'd love to be your age, starting life out all over again. But you missed out on seeing some of these competitors that are in the Hall of Fame that really made this sport that we both love. And you've been to the banquet last year, you're going again this year, and to hear the stories and just to see the faces and see the people, and it's just one of my favorite time of year and one of my favorite events. And we talk about people watching. It's a great place to people watch, and we're bringing some new people that have never been before, and really looking forward to it. So, still, this is it. This weekend is basically the last opportunity you have to get your tickets. So, I encourage you, if you're looking for something to do and you want to go see some legends or hear some stories, it's a great evening. It really is.
Yeah, we talked about it at the Maine Vintage meeting this past couple weeks. It used to be that you could, kind of walk in and, buy the ticket that day of, but they kind of changed the process of that. So April 1st is the last day that you can purchase tickets. Like you said, it's a really great event. And when I started getting into racing, it was kind of like at the end of Craven's career in NASCAR. So I missed, the glory days of him, coming up through the ranks like here in Maine. So like you said, I've missed out just because of, my age and stuff. I missed a lot of these, getting to see a lot of these people race as I grew up. But you just hear so many great stories.
Oh, and it's amazing. And, I'm 53, so I was sitting in the grandstands when many of these guys, not so much the guys that are coming now, because that's my era, of really getting involved and getting to know them, but really, really anxious about that. And, obviously, we got a great big contingent of Maine and New Hampshire racers and race fans that are in Richmond, Virginia this weekend. I wasn't able to make the track. You weren't able to make the track, no. But we're wishing them all the best of luck, and hopefully, they bring, the inaugural Commonwealth Classic trophy back to Maine. And we get as good a chance as anybody because we got some heavy hitters going down there, the best of the best that we have to offer. So that's going on this weekend. Next weekend, the Icebreaker, which is traditionally Northern New England's, or New England's, I should say, first race of the season. They don't call it the Icebreaker for nothing.
No.
And, a great event. The Pro All-Star Series are in attendance. All the divisions that race weekly or bi-weekly or whatever the Thompson schedule is. And then the NASCAR Whelen Touring Modified Series, and some of the names there, Doug Colby, Justin Bonsignor, Solomito, Blewett. I mean, it's a great race weekend down at Thompson, and I know you're going. I'm on the fence. I'm pretty sure I'm going, and it's a great way to kick off your 2019 season. As we're April now.
Yeah.
We're really into April, and tracks are going to start testing. I know Beechridge has got testing too, and Oxford's, go to the banquet Saturday night and go to Oxford Sunday on, April 13th and weekend. Just Wiscasset's got a couple of test and tune days, and then they're going racing before the end of the month. Beechridge opens up on the 1st of May. Speedway 95's got their annual mall show coming up the end of the month. So it's getting ever so close for the race season up here in New England to really kick off and be in full swing.
Yeah, like you said, like Thompson, great event. I love the mods. So many different places that are like known for modified racing down in Connecticut, and Thompson is one of them. So many great names. Last year we saw Ryan Preece. Obviously not going to see him this year because he's got bigger shoes to fill up in NASCAR. But last year was a great event with him, like greeting with fans, being right there on the front stretch. They do a great fan driver meet and greet, and for the media as well before the race, which is really great. A great way to kick off the season. Like you said, Richmond, heavy hitters going down there. Saw Travis Benjamin getting ready to go down there. Dan McCaig is going down there this year, which will be exciting to see. Obviously, names like Derek Griffith going to be down there as well. So it'll be exciting. Like you said, I really hope someone from Maine, New Hampshire, maybe even Massachusetts brings trophy back up here to, you know, New England.
Yeah, no, exactly. And a little shout out to a little team that's really based out of North Carolina right now, but still they call Ellsworth, Maine home, and that's Lyle Alexander Racing. And he had a great run in the opening race at Hickory at the Cars Tour event, led a good portion of the event, had probably the car to beat, and just a little miscommunication on a, restart with about 60 to go, and was black flagged and had to go to the tail end, and worked his way back up to 8th. So young man that I've watched grow up, I don't want to say in front of me, but watched him progress through the go-kart ranks into the legend ranks, now into the super late models, and really a nice family, good kid, and great way to kick off his 2019 season with the whole Valvoline deal that they put a lot of work into last year to win on that kind of social media contest. So big things ahead of this year for those guys. So congratulations to Wyatt Alexander Racing, and hopefully we get to catch them guys racing at a race somewhere up here in the Northeast. And I think they are. It is on their schedule.
Yeah, I think they said like Northern Maine is their home. I think he's talked about going back up to the past race at Spud. Like you said, he was at the top of the leaderboard all weekend, super fast, led a majority of that race. It was really cool because we talked about before the show, Dale Earnhardt Jr. was in attendance there in the crowd, so it was cool to know that one of our main drivers is there. He wasn't the only one. There were a lot of people big in NASCAR attending that race at Hickory, and like you said, Wyatt put on a show, and even when he got put to the back, he climbed his way back up a couple spots, and there's really a lot of promise in that team.
Yeah, no, exactly. So excited for them, excited for a lot of people. Auburn Mall Show, thank you to Ray Jagier for coming up old school, passing the helmet like we used to do years ago, and we collected $769 for Dream Ride Racing, which we took and made the Auburn Mall Show a bronze level sponsor, put them on the board, donated the other, which I'm going to make it an even 800, so the other 300. So we're well on our way to achieving our goal of $70,000. So really excited about that. You're going to hear a lot more as we get ready to kick our season off at Lee USA Speedway on May 19th and 18th weekend. So a lot more information come forward about that. Thank you, Amy, for all you're doing. I mean, you're having fun. You're doing a great job, meeting a lot of new people, bringing a lot of people into the studio, and giving the fans of Mainely Motorsports the opportunity to meet some of these young drivers. Yeah, it's been fun for me because, as you said, I stick to Beach Ridge a lot, and you give me a hard time about that sometimes. So it's nice to get to meet these people that I see on Facebook and I see at the track when I go to Wiscasset or Oxford or even East Karting tracks. And get to know them a little bit more than what you see, on Facebook or by a simple hello in the pits. So. No, absolutely. So great job by you. People are enjoying it. I'm enjoying it. You still let me have a little airtime every once in a while, so that's good. So I appreciate it, and I think that's going to be a wrap, right? I think that's a wrap. All right. We'll see you next week on Mainly Motorsports.